Hours ago, the Minister for Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, walked down those stairs to leave to his ministry. He had been here to request for approval. He was asking members of parliament to approve some 6 billion Ghana cedis as budgetary supplement for the prospects of the Akufo-Addo administration to be realized. Now, this has thrown the House into a debate over whether it was too much or too less. The point has been made by the minority that the Akufo-Addo administration was taxing Ghanaians away, which is making the lives of the ordinary man very difficult. Taxes on communication, taxes on petroleum. But the government in response says these are needed to support the promises that the Akufo-Addo administration made to Ghanaians in order to realize the same.
The finance minister announced that government has increased the fiscal deficit to 4.5% of GDP. According to him, the increase will not affect government's debt sustainability measures, since the figure is still below the 5% threshold given by the IMF. As part of measures aimed at boosting domestic revenue, the communication tax was increased to 9% from 6%.
The communication service tax was introduced in 2008 at an ad valorem rate of 6%. The tax is levied on charges payable by consumers for the use of communication services. Government proposes to increase the tax. Government proposes to increase the tax to 9% to develop the foundation for the creation of a viable technology ecosystem in the country from 6%. This will comprise, among others, putting in systems to identify and combat cybercrime, protect users of information technology, and combat money laundering and other financial crimes. The increase will not be earmarked, however. The sharing ratio will be adjusted in such a manner that the National Youth Employment Program continue to receive the same proportion as they are currently receiving.
Meanwhile, the energy sector levies was also increased to 20 pesos per litre for petrol and diesel and 8 pesos per kg for LPG to help increase the inflows for government to issue additional bonds to pay down the energy sector debt. Providing some relief for vehicle owners, Mr. Ofori-Atta announced that government has decided to withdraw the luxury vehicle tax introduced in the 2018 mid-year budget.
This is still Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Now, one controversial issue that the minister touched on, of course, is the issue having to do with the percentage increase in the communication service tax. I've been joined now by two members of parliament who have interest in this particular industry. One is a member of the Communications Committee of Parliament and MP for Ningo Pram Samonate George, and the second is Deputy Minister for Communication and MP for Lada de Kotobon, Vincent Soa Odote. Let me start with, first of all, the Minister Deputy. What is this idea that you have introduced, announced by the Minister for Finance?
First of all, thank you very much. I'm sure if you read through the communication by the Minister, it's important that we begin to look for means to cover an aspect of protecting our cyberspace.
We continue to pick reactions from the mid-year budget review presented by the Finance Minister.
I think the increment in taxes of communication is not fair because we don't see what they are actually using the taxes for. And at the moment we are paying more, we are not even getting any good service for the communication as well.
So from the House of Legislature now, let's go to the judiciary, because the 4 of 8 persons who were arrested for allegedly kidnapping some 2 Canadian girls a few months ago have been granted bail to the tune of 200,000 Ghana cedis, each with sureties. Now, these persons are also supposed to be reporting to the Kumasi Police regularly. Now, the 4, Abdul Nasir, Seidu Abubakar, Safiano Abubakar, and Abdul Rahman Suleimana, were granted bail today by the High Court. They are also to report to the police station every Monday, like I said, and the bail was granted after an application by their lawyers. The 4 other suspects will meanwhile remain in custody.
Former workers of Anglogold Ashanti earlier today protested against the company over unpaid compensation. The workers who claim they worked there between 2013 and 2014 are demanding compensation from between $60,000 and $120,000. We have more in this report.
The former workers are demanding what they call a special compensation package that was captured in an agreement they refer to as the unprecedented negotiation agreement entered into on June 18, 2013, before they were laid off. Spokesperson for the group, Alex Frimpong, told Citi News they want the Chief Executive Officer of Anglogold Ashanti, Kelvin Dashniski, to return to Ghana between July 29th and August 7th, 2019, to have a meeting with them on the payment of the special compensation package due them.
As for the management task, we have already indicated we want our special compensation and then pacification of the violations of human rights. So that is what we want.
Despite receiving other financial benefits before their exit, the former employees claim they have been subjected to severe hardship due to the non-payment of the so-called special compensation package. While the company's resource manager, Wasabodia, received their compensation and assured them of a response, the former workers refused to leave the premises. It took the intervention of the airport police to convince them to leave.
And Citi TV's war against indiscipline continues unabated, making inroads. And today we partnered the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, all in a bid to tackle indiscipline on our roads. Now, the campaign has so far revealed that many unqualified people drive on our roads. Now, several of those have been arrested with either expired licenses or no licenses at all. Now, authorities of DVLA, who have welcomed the partnership, have dedicated one of their newly acquired mobile vans to the campaign. There's more in this report.
The Ghana Police Service has been the main state agency partnering Citi TV and Citi FM in the war against indiscipline campaign. So far, more than 500 errant drivers have been arrested, with the state making more than 258,000 Ghana cedis from fines imposed. But in order to address the issues of licensing, management of Citi TV wrote to the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, to get on board the campaign. Today, that partnership came to life amid mutual agreements.
Before the receipt of the letter, we had actually had some discussions in-house. We had observed the operation that Citi TV together with MTTD had launched and which was going very well.
Heads of various units at the DVLA exchanged ideas with the management of Citi TV and Citi FM as they outlined their challenges and plans.
When you meet them and you stop them, the way they look at you as if, why should you stop them?
I really think we should think about some of the loopholes in the system when it comes to registration of vehicles in particular and what is happening on the ground. You know, you may be doing the right thing in terms of at the top, but sometimes you need to have this what they call mystery shopper approach, where you now just go on the ground and try and see, because it will be very good for the campaign if you also catch some Goro boys. I'm telling you,
I've observed the good job that Citi TV is doing as far as this operation with the MTT is concerned, and so DVLA has acquired a brand new van, and we are going to dedicate that to this operation and help push the enforcement drive forward.